He thought it was just a harmless complaint, a simple way to flex some power over his quiet neighbor. He didn't expect it to cost him his entire $50,000 pool. But when you mess with my mom, you better make sure your own house is in order, or backyard. If you've ever watched someone try to bully the kindest person you know, and wished karma would actually show up for once, then this story is going to hit home. Hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle in, because this is one revenge story where karma doesn't just knock, it fills in the pool with dirt. My mom is the kind of woman people overlook. She's soft-spoken, loves her garden, and keeps to herself. She doesn't gossip, doesn't meddle, and has lived in the same house for nearly 25 years. Everyone on our street knows her and respects her for one simple reason: she minds her own business. So when a new neighbor moved in and immediately targeted her, let's just say, it didn't sit well with me. He was the opposite of quiet. Loud truck, loud music, loud voice, the type who takes calls on speakerphone outside for no reason. At first, we tried to be polite. My mom even baked cookies when he moved in. He never returned the tray. Then, one afternoon, a city inspector showed up. Clipboard, vest, you know the type. I asked what was going on, and he said, "We got an anonymous complaint about an unpermitted structure on the property." I felt my stomach drop. I already knew what he was talking about. Mom's shed. Now listen. That shed has been in our backyard since I was 10. My mom got it built after Dad passed away. A little space to store tools and plant starters. She kept every permit, every inspection approval. Everything was above board. Still, I watched her panic. She started pacing, digging through drawers for paperwork. Her hands trembled as she pulled out a manila folder filled with city stamps and signatures. I hadn't seen her that rattled in years. The inspector checked the shed, took some pictures, looked through her documents, and then he smiled. "Everything's in order. No issues here." And he left. But then I saw him, the neighbor, leaning against his porch railing, smirking. He thought he'd won something. He thought he'd scared her. And that's when something inside me snapped. My mom might be gentle, but I'm not. So I started digging. Not in anger. In silence. The kind of silence that comes before a storm. I looked up his property line on the county records. I compared it to satellite photos. And then I saw it. The pool. His brand new, professionally installed, Instagram brag-worthy pool. It was gorgeous, sure, but it was also a problem. It sat too close to the property line. Way too close. And worse, it was directly over a utility easement, which, for those who don't know, is a big no-no. That pool should have never been approved, but somehow he got it built, likely without mentioning the easement. I documented everything. I took photos from our upstairs window. I measured the distance with a long tape, using the markers from the official site survey. I even cross-referenced zoning codes and took screenshots of easement guidelines. Then I did exactly what he did. Filed a complaint. But mine was airtight. I included a formal report, photos from multiple angles, code violations listed by number, and a polite little note. This structure appears to be built illegally on top of a utility easement and beyond allowable setback limits. I hit send and waited. 2 weeks later, the city returned, but not to our house. They knocked on his door. From our living room window, I watched the inspector walk around the pool, clipboard in hand. I could hear the neighbor raising his voice. He was waving his arms, pointing at us. Then came the notice, taped right to his door. He had 2 options. 1. Tear up the pool and rebuild, legally, somewhere else on the property, which was impossible. 2. Or fill it in. He tried to fight it, brought in his contractor, argued with the city. But facts? They don't bend. That pool? $50,000. Gone. Bulldozed. Filled with gravel. Then dirt. Now, he stands in his backyard, beer in hand, staring at a shed. Our legal shed. Every single day. Some people underestimate quiet folks. They think kindness equals weakness. But they forget. Sometimes the quiet ones know exactly how to hit where it hurts. Legally, cleanly, and with zero mess on their hands. My mom sleeps great now. And that neighbor? He'll never forget what a shed cost him. If that story gave you chills, or made you smile just a little, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a comment below. What's the most satisfying legal revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories where the good guys win, and the loud ones lose their pools. Because around here, karma doesn't whisper. It roars with a bulldozer.